Well, if you guys didn't notice, I am on the bike again. I need to probably figure out something else to somewhat do, but it's difficult when you're someone who needs to just always be doing something and going somewhere and exploring something and trying to find new experiences. So the bike is kind of the perfect sport for people like me who can't seem to just have an easy rest day off and basically a day of doing nothing. So here I am. I wanted to see what this other Anytime Fitness was like, I suppose, and come down here to do a ride. I probably should have just stayed in Sandpoint and not come down here and had time that was better spent than driving. However, I didn't really think about any of that beforehand, and I just loaded the bike up out of instinct and jumped in the car and started driving. And then I was like, I should probably not be leaving because I could just ride in Sandpoint and then start working on Uber. But that did not come into my mind. And yeah, I got a new camera also. I'm trying out the Insta 360 Go Ultra, which I can magnetize to this little pendant here on my chest. It's like this necklace thing. See if I can ride with no hands. Right here. And then maybe you can see what I see. Well, this is Jeff from the future. I did look at the footage of the whole necklace deal with the Insta 360 Go Ultra, and it was basically facing my hands. So all that footage is basically now going to be probably somewhat worthless. So there's that. All right, back to the video. Probably not, because it's probably going to be pointed down towards the handlebars, but it'll be worth a go. It's a really tiny camera, which is cool. I'll have to get a picture of it so you can see what I'm looking at that you're looking at me through. You know, the more I can also just stay busy, the better off mentally I tend to stay. I didn't think it would be this tough to be away from friends of Tahoe, but man, it's lonely without any friends or people to do things with. Not that I spent a lot of time with people in Tahoe, but you know, I still knew quite a few people, and it felt like there was somewhat of a community, and now it's all gone. Makes it tough, so I gotta stay as busy as possible. You know, I'd almost say that riding bikes is the best form of exercise for those of us who get stressed out, are addicted to exercise, and have ADD or ADHD, where we always have to be doing something and something that is stimulating. So, traveling, exploring, possibly just getting lost. I mean, I think getting lost is somewhat my MO whenever I travel around. And so, yeah, riding bikes and not really getting lost, but kind of having only a general idea of where I am is kind of key. And then you get to see views like this. This is like, I think the backside, I don't know. It's like, it's really wooded. It's pretty. It's super twisty, this road. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but yeah. Also, this little camera is so sweet. It's so tiny. Look at that. That's the diameter of it. I literally can't even feel it in my pocket. I don't know if the sound or the image quality is going to be any good, but let's just hope so. Yes. The Instago 3 Ultra, not sponsored. I kind of feel that everyone has that one sport, whether you found it or not, that you just love to do and get outside and do it. I think we all need that one sport that we can just do it every day and not get bored. But then we also need like the sports that we don't like. So if you like weight training, probably the other one could be riding a bike. For me, what should be riding a bike would be stretching / yoga and weight training, just to keep my body aligned, because being hunched over a bike really isn't that great for you. But yeah, I think finding that one sport that you really like to do, and then finding the supporting sports that help. And I think that cycling is probably on the up and up, because activities like golf really don't burn any calories, and it's such an elitist sport now that it's basically just old men who are golfing, and like young people can't do it. It's just, the equipment's expensive. The memberships, don't get me started, those are just ridiculously expensive. Far too much for young people to get into. And I think that with Gen Z and then all the people below them, if not everyone, who is basically broke, you know, for the price of a golf membership, you could probably buy 3 really sweet bikes. Well, I guess that's it for Hayden Lake. But now I've got to get back to the car. I've kind of done north, south, and now heading west. So I think I keep going west and then loop back around north, south. But it's gonna be a loop, and I just gotta figure out how that is gonna interconnect all together. That's the part about riding bikes, is you kind of either need to have a map on your bike computer like this, or I guess you just look at Google Maps, which is what I'm gonna do. And if I go down here and then go here, along there, up here, and then back over to here. So I gotta get from here to over here via here and there. This place is popping. Boats everywhere, paddleboarders, kayakers. This must be a little inlet right here, and it's nice. I bet this would be sweet for paddleboarding because it doesn't get as rough. The lake out there by the resort and everything was kind of rough. I don't think it'd be great for paddleboarding or boating or anything. But floating through this seems pretty sweet. Anyways, about 44 miles in, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I had to stop at the gas station to get some Gatorade, because I've got a big climb and I don't want to have heat stroke while going over. I still might. Who knows? As great as riding bikes is, I think I'd much rather be on the beach right now. hanging out. I don't know, just laying out in the sun of some kind. That sounds pretty nice. Maybe with a beer, probably a light one though, since I'm not really much of a drinker at all. I drink like half a beer and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Anyways, there's one last solid climb up, and I think it's just gonna be rolling all the way back to the parking area at Anytime Fitness. Well, yet again, I am right at 60 miles. 61 though for today, so a little bit more than I guess my normal. And I'm just thinking of routes that I think kind of sound like fun, and they end up being 60-ish miles every time. So I guess if you need an internal mapper for 60 miles, then I'm your person or man. But I do wish that I would have stopped near a grocery store, because I am really craving some of the kefir yogurt. That seems to be my go-to post-exercise these days. Or just like anytime snack. Even though it doesn't really taste very good and it's just kind of acidic, there's something about it that I think my body just wants to have.